Hello folks, this is Uncle Mitch. The last video was supposed to be the last one about the granola munchers, but there was something else that popped in my brain. I think it's rather important. I want to describe a society to you. And I want you to think about what this society is. Basically, in order to be a member of the society, you have to pretty much suspend most of your rights that the Constitution of the United States would give you. You don't have the right to free speech most of the time. As a matter of fact, your freedom of religion is somewhat impeded upon. You don't have the right to free assembly all the time. As a matter of fact, most of the time you can't assemble unless you're ordered to. You're also going to find in this society that you don't have the right to remain silent. That if you're asked a direct question, you must testify against yourself and indict yourself in the eyes of the law. And you're also going to find in this society that basically your will of what you determine to be right and wrong to be completely subverted by those above you. Now, a lot of you might be paying attention to what I'm saying, and you might be thinking about it. God, I hope you are. Unless you're a granola muncher, of course, you're probably not. And unfortunately, some of you might actually think it's a decent society. You might be thinking it's China nowadays. After all, the Soviet Union fell already. You might be thinking it's something along the lines of Syria, North Korea, one of those types of nations. It's not, folks. This is the life and this is the rights of a U.S. military person. Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, doesn't matter. They're all covered under the United Code of Military Justice. And they sacrifice their rights to defend yours. Now, in a lot of cases, they really can't formulate that opinion. Most of these people are pretty young, and while they might have some patriotic pride, they don't necessarily completely understand what they're giving up. But they do know that life is different from them, from the rest of the civilian world. It's the reason why when military people are leaving to go on leave or to go home for the final time because they're finally leaving, they're talking about going back to the world because the place they were in really could not seem all that real. This is the thin line that protects your perception of reality from what's really happening in this world. These are the people that are holding the line for you to make certain that when you wake up in the morning, the only thing you got to worry about is whether or not you put enough gas in the car to get to work. These people wake up every morning and wonder, is my commander-in-chief going to put me in a war? Does my family have enough food? Because I'm a poor soldier and I don't get paid all that much. If I screw up, am I going to end up in jail for 5 years? Yeah, even adultery. Adultery can make you end up in jail in the military. Now this may seem harsh, this may seem unfair, and as a former member of the military I will tell you it's not. The reason why I'm bringing your attention to this isn't so much that it's a rant or it's something along the lines that I feel that there's something wrong with this situation. I simply want to explain it and make you realize why I feel everybody should have respect for soldiers, sailors, Air Force, airmen, and Marines, even if they don't like the missions or the wars that they're involved with. These people not only give up their rights to protect yours, but they're also going to sacrifice their lives at some time. Even in peacetime, a finance guy, a cook, somebody who will never leave the States, has sacrificed their right to free speech. They have sacrificed their rights underneath the Fifth Amendment, and generally speaking under the 14th Amendment, because there is no equal protection of the law. This is a necessary part of the society, not only for the military, but for the American public at large. We subordinate the military in order to guarantee that a military dictatorship can't evolve in our country. And it's important to make certain that the generals and the other military personnel who enjoy extensive amounts of power are constantly reminded, you're just a bitch, you're wearing a uniform, you sacrificed a lot, and we thank you for it, but we're not going to reward you all that well for it. One of the reasons why our Constitution has existed for so long, under such a great and varied amount of circumstances that stressed it out, everything from the Civil War to World War I, and all the other issues that have divided our nation, is primarily due to the fact that the military has absolutely no political power. So the next time you see a soldier, the next time you see a Marine, the next time you see an airman, the next time you see a naval personnel, because I hate calling them a seaman, that sounds kind of gay. Most important thing to remember to do is just tell them thanks. You don't even have to tell them why, just thanks. Because the moment they signed up to be a member of the armed forces, they gave up everything that determined by their birth that they were an American. I'm Uncle Mitch, and that is all.